baby.
Yes, we are.
And we're jumping into it, Michael.
Let's go, baby. You're funny, man.
Happy days.
Happy days to you. Cheers.
What's in the cup?
Water, baby. It's always water.
Always water. All right. Always water it is.
I hope our audio is fine because me and you have been talking about this and you just hit the record button. So here we are.
Hey, man, I jump right into it head first.
Hey, no need to dip your toe in. Just go. Let's go for
Just
it.
go. I'm a Puerto Rican. We're swimmers.
Go.
Hey, like my new hat.
Man, that's all right, huh? Where's that from? Black Flag Group? Where'd you get that?
Jordan Duffy. He started his own gun company.
Stop it.
Yep. So everybody check out Black Flag Group on IG and YouTube.
New sponsor alert, maybe?
I don't know. He threw me the hat and I was like, I like that hat. That's fancy.
Okay. All right. I'll check it out and let's get in contact with us. Make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Shout out to Jordan for the free hat. Appreciate it, homie. How's everything going on your end?
Everything's fine, man. We're recording this on election night, so we might be distracted a little bit. And I'm a little under the weather. I'm working my way through this. You know, I think...
Oh. Wow. That just happened.
It's going to be easy for you to cut this.
You think I'm going to cut that?
Your party may have been a super spreader event because Livid got sick. I got sick. Did anybody else get sick? I mean, I don't know if Katie got sick. Shout out Katie Garrett for being a super fan. We appreciate you. But I was like, now my wife's sick because I'm sick. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm sanitizing my whole house during an election night. My mother-in-law's in there making soup. We're trying to get it right for you people.
Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, I've been sick since maybe Sunday or Monday, and then here we are.
That's my fault.
Last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not like 2-3 days ago. Yeah, it's been over a week.
Well, you know, maybe it was the shots.
Likely the shots.
It was a good party, though.
It was a fantastic party. You know what T-Pain said? Blame it on the alcohol, right?
Yes. And I appreciate you and everybody else stopping by. Livid, Katie, that was awesome for them stopping by.
And all the family and friends you had there. Fantastic. But now, back to the lecture at hand. Because you said it. There was a weekend that happened a couple of days ago. And, dude, we got some stuff to go over real quick.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You guys had the dumpster diver with razor blades and pitchforks and axes and whatever else was sitting next to him.
Freaking hatchets, chains, sunglasses at night.
The sunglasses. Listen, y'all need some older people on the force. Nobody knows that song?
Okay. I want to talk about the song.
Let's talk about the song.
But before we do, I want to just zoom in a little bit. Is this guy homeless? Because he was wearing some Jordans, right?
Listen, not to jump around, but what I think it was Saturday, the other guy was homeless and he had on some really nice swag. I mean, might have had a stolen laptop in his backpack or whatever, but he said he was homeless and he had on some nice gear. And I was like,
let's face facts. The swag might have been stolen too. He's obviously a thief, right?
It fit good.
If the shoe fits, they say.
Hey, you know, listen, I'm not one to judge whether you're homeless or not. I'll be driving down the speedway and I look over and I see the guy with the sign and he's, ooh, I need $1. Anything helps. And I'm looking, I'm like, yo, those are like Levi's pants and new shoes. They might not be Jordans, but they might have been like some nice Adidas. And I was like, you got to play the part if you're going to do it.
Correct.
If you're going to hold a sign up, you got to play the part. You got to roll around that dirt, son. If you're getting some money from me,
guy.
You
Oh,
got
Jim.
you
That's
gotta
right.
you gotta be the part.
Sell
So
me, right? I mean,
sell me, yes.
listen, you can't be in a three-piece suit with a top hat and a cane asking for donations on the corner of Ridgewood Speedway. Expect me to show you charity.
Ain't happening.
The Monopoly
Ain't
man's out here
happening.
asking for money, and I'm going to hand it over, right? You're too much, dude. That's funny. That's a good
Just the
idea.
facts. Just the facts. I like helping
Jim,
people,
yeah,
but
you do.
only if you need the help. I'm not gonna.
Dude, you're coming, you come out the gate strong, dude.
If I for 1 second have a glimpse of he's got clean socks and clean underwear on, you ain't getting $1 from me. Or I'm not buying you your lunch either.
That's correct, man. That Popeye chicken sandwich, I'm keeping that.
Woo. Hey, you know what they could have? That Raisin Canes, because that was...
Oh, it's so overrated, isn't it?
Dude, what's the hype? What's the hype?
It's a cult phenomenon. That's all it is.
Nah, listen. I never been. We went on Saturday. I was like, cool, let me get... And I'm a big boy.
Hungry guy.
I see this... whatever, craniac, maniac, craziac, whatever you're, and
Caniac.
It had 6,
yeah.
That's it, had the 6-piece chicken, and I'm like, I want it. Before I could say I want it, I was like, oh, $16.99, and I was like, oh, and I was like, just all right, let's just go for it. Got it. Dude, they give you 2 little sauces.
Got to pay extra for any more.
I had no idea. I said, can I get another sauce? Because, like, I already used those. So
oh, you ate in. You dined in.
we dined in. It was freezing on the inside. Freezing.
Oh, absolutely cold.
And I was like, let me go get a refill and another sauce. She said, they're extra. And I was like, 6 pieces of chicken and all them fries, and I get 2 half ramekins of sauce. I was like, man, what a gimmick. And the chicken was just blah. And for a brand new store, wifey goes into the bathroom.
Oh, no.
And there's stuff all over the seat.
Oh, come on.
There's no toilet paper. There's just like this, she said, like this little, like half a roll of like something on the sink that, not even on the dispenser thing. And when she went to wash her hands, the soap dispenser was gone. The whole soap dispenser was gone.
Like a transient came in there and just took the entire soap dispenser.
Yup. And listen, little old black lady cleaning everything under the sun as fast as she can. The place was busy. She's literally wiping this table, sweeping. She had the trash out, new trash bag, more sweeping, wiping down tables, and I was like, man, she's getting it. I mean, I don't know how old she was. She was older. Yeah. And all of a sudden, the manager comes out from the back, young Spanish guy, and he's like, I don't hear what he's saying. But he's pointing and he's doing this on the ground and doing this and doing that. And I was like, she's one person, dude. Go get a mop yourself. Go get a towel yourself. Whatever it is, you could help out instead of taking the time away to tell her to do something. You could have did it in that time. I was getting mad. And then the little old lady came by and Dawn was like, hey, I just want you to know you're doing a great job. And I don't know what he said to you, but it was inappropriate. We didn't even hear what he said, but it was just, we needed to lift some spirits up.
Well, to give some context to what we're talking about, you all know Raising Cane's, and it's their motto is they're gonna, rival Chick-fil-A. So they built this Raising Cane, purpose built across the street from a Chick-fil-A International Speedway in Daytona Beach. And so they're thinking they're gonna come in and beat the Banshees and start a competition. Bro, there's no competition. None. There's zero the first week, 2 weeks, the lines are wrapped around the building. We were working special details and overtime there, making sure people were crashing in the parking lots and getting fights over this overhyped chicken.
Overhyped.
But after that, oh no. I guess it's better in Texas than it is in Daytona because in Florida, it's just mediocre at best.
At best. And you know what? The only way they're going to make it is because they're open on Sundays.
They're open on Sundays. They're going to get 100% profit on Sundays over Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
So, and just, you know what the sauce is, Jim? It's a little bit of seasoning. It's just ketchup, mayo, and mustard, maybe. I don't know. It's nothing crazy.
Somebody said, "Oh, the chicken's mid, the sauce is fire." Guess what? Neither.
No.
Neither.
Yeah.
Give me some ranch.
I'm good with ranch. Yeah, give me some ranch from Wingstop.
Oh, yo, we're getting
Huey
way
Magoo's
off topic
is
here.
better.
We're getting way off topic
It's okay.
here on this.
The people love it when we ramble just a little bit, but Huey Magoo's is better. Chick-fil-A is definitely better. I'm going to tell you right now. You ready for this? The chicken tenders and fries and stuff at Popeyes, in my opinion, are more seasoned and flavorful than Cane's. They're just better. Let's just face facts. So, whatever.
Yep.
It's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with the show on Friday or Saturday night or this weekend. But that's what happened to you, and it needs to be stated that happened. While we're talking about transients, because I think Chick-fil-A sabotaged him and took the soap dispenser out of the bathroom. Reckless speculation. I don't know if it's true or not, but
my pleasure. Running out the door.
So the transient, the homeless guy, allegedly dumpster diving, who had Jordans on, sunglasses at night, and was going to fetch the chain off the lip of the industrial-sized dumpster, was a whole vibe in itself. And Marcus Booth is out here handing out homework in the middle of the night on a weekend.
He was. He was.
Did you enjoy the studio karaoke? Because I thought that was a very good touch.
I enjoyed it a lot. I'm glad they threw it in there because you know what would happen? We would have to throw it in there if they didn't do it.
Correct. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know the song.
Oh.
My video didn't freeze. I was just frozen in time because I'm embarrassed. I don't know the song. I was like, should I Shazam this or what? Because I don't know this song.
You can't because we'll get us a copyright strike and that'll be it. We'll be out of the business.
Yeah, let's not do that. Moving right along.
Wait. Back to that really quick.
Yeah.
Who was Marcus talking about white gravy?
Oh, no. You know, I'm surprised they put that in there because that has some connotations that I don't know if all the bosses might be happy with, but it made it through. And I know who he was talking to. I'm not going to say any names. Shout out to the entire crew behind the scenes. But that was hilarious, dude. That was hilarious.
I rewound it like 3 times. I was like, what did he just say?
There was a social media comment about there like, who Sergeant Booth just called white gravy? And I was like, well, next. I just kept swiping.
Oh my God, that's great.
He's hilarious, man. He's a clown.
Dude, you know what was good? The triple play. Usually I don't care about going over the triple plays because anybody can watch them on YouTube and whatever, but the triple play was great. The semi just getting away from it and the streak of fire like Ghost Rider off into the distance.
That was a visual.
That seasoned officer was just like, yep, he's backing up. He's going to try to hit me. Let me back up. Mm-hmm. He was just chill about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But Curtis's commentary at the end, he was like a Yelp review. Dude. Also, the Dollhouse is a fine dining restaurant. Whatever he said, I was dying.
It's a mix of something with Vegas and Miami. And I was like, whoa, where is this at again? Because I'm intrigued. I'm going to be honest with you. And I shot Curtis a text. I was like, hey, bro, dude, the commentary on the Dollhouse,
that was
fire.
Great.
No pun intended. How often do you see a stolen semi? That's what he stole the semi, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I used to drive trucks. Peek behind the curtain. I have a Class A driver's license, right? I drove trucks over the road, right? For a very distinguished company. And the double clutch is not easy to do, okay? Let alone fleeing from law enforcement or reversing in a straight line back toward law enforcement. That's not. This guy had a Class A license because you can't just steal one of those things. Like, my kid couldn't jump in there and just drive away, let alone a drunk guy at a strip club.
So, little peek behind the curtain. I've never driven a semi. I don't have a clue. All I know is that thing just goes
You can do it. You can do it.
over, and
You
it
can,
sounds like a Fast and Furious movie. That's how many times it shifts it.
you can do it. The only difference is there's a little trigger. There's a little button. And you do that, plus you gotta shift the clutch. You know what I mean? So you gotta do an extra step. But you can do it. All right.
Sounds like a lot.
You got it, dog. My boy Jimmy, folks, is a driver. He's a rider. He's a driver. He ain't no joke. Fast and the Furious, Gone in 60 Seconds. No crimes. That's your limitations.
Am I stealing them?
He's a driver, is all I'll tell you. All right. I learned that. Speaking of drivers, I just want to go back just a little bit. Because Friday night, Burke Does Work made their appearance, their appearance, and the Cars were in the building Friday night, fresh off their honeymoon. All right, they were overseas. They came back, and boom, they missed the first weekend because Dylan had the first weekend. But last weekend they were back, and better than ever, baby. I hit them up. They hit me back right before, going on the show. And that's why I sent a little message out about what new and what old is coming. I knew that the Cars would be there. But he stops this guy crossing the road, right? The bike violation.
Yeah.
Dude, did you notice this? I can understand the bike violation.
Mm-hmm.
But did you hear him say, if you curse again, I'm going to put you in handcuffs?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, what's going on in South Carolina? You could just detain people for pissing off the police?
Disorderly?
So in the great state of Florida, in Daytona Beach, especially, you have to have either it's a city ordinance or it's a state statute, but to validate that arrest, you would need a witness to say, oh, yeah, he's being disorderly and causing a problem. A curse word isn't really disorderly. So I have some questions about that. I'm going to hit him up about it because I want to learn. He detained them for cursing. And then his lovely wife shows up. Shout out to you, Carly. And in Carly fashion, what does she find to pick up and hold and get on camera? A little puppy.
I was like, she is like really excited right now. What is going on? And I'm watching it on my phone because I didn't watch it on TV. So I'm watching on my phone. I'm like, what is that?
It's a micro
squinting to see what she's holding.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Shout out to the Cars. We appreciate y'all. All right. So back to the lecture at hand once again. Where we at?
The dollhouse.
It was still at the dollhouse. I would rather the dollhouse than the outhouse. And speaking of outhouses, I got to ask you a question, Jim.
Shoot. I've been good. I'm not in the outhouse.
All right, good. But I got to ask you a question about Monroe because two things happened that I know you liked with Monroe and the Heat. And we're going to talk about one of them, which is poo-poo. But before we talk about poo-poo, let's go back to the stop that intrigued you the most, which was the gambling stop.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'm just going to say this. Mm-hmm. Rizzo does a really good job of screwing up my job because I like to ask you the questions and Rizzo just happens to know what I'm thinking every time. I'm like, shut up, Rizzo. Right. But in civilian fashion, it's like, why are we wasting our time with people gambling? Like, I used to do this stuff in high school. We used to play spades at the lunchroom and throw dollar bills down all the time and scream and slap the cards down. And we never, shot each other or got into fights. Yeah. So I was thinking, what is the problem here?
We did. Never shot each other when we got into fights. Let me clarify what I'm saying.
Okay.
Here. There's no criminal activity on OPL recaps.
So I was trying to figure out what the issue was that you were actually going to give somebody a citation for this instead of just saying, I get it's a law, but I'd be like, hey, let me get them dice.
Yeah.
Y'all beat it. I don't think
That
I would have. Oh, get it. I don't think I would have pursued a citation if I was doing it. How about you?
right. So and you said it. You said it right. Rizzo called it out. He's like, listen, it's a quality of life issue, right? Maybe there were citizen complaints about it. And what you notice is they're not just driving down the street and notice it. They're coming in force for a reason, right? Because it probably was a complaint. Hey, these guys out here, they usually have guns, they have drugs, and they hide it under the guise of gambling. But there's a trap house, right? You never know what it is. Reckless speculation because they didn't find any drugs or guns on anybody. But when there's one, there's normally the other, right? Illicit activity draws in other illicit activities. They show up in force, they jump out of the car, and when you start detaining people, you see the balcony of people that all came out of the apartment, right? And that's what Heat's all about. High enforcement and apprehension team, right? They're there because they're policing the worst parts of their community for something small like that. You never know what it's going to lead to, so you have to jump out. It's similar to Jean Street or PPU or some places or on the Ave, Pine Haven, things of that nature, where we jump out and we get gambling complaints all the time. We know that where there's smoke, there's fire. So I love the way he did it. Speaking of Heat, no pun intended with the smoke and fire analogy. But listen, Monroe, dude, they're climbing the ladder quick. I really like what Monroe's doing, dude. Oh, shout out to them.
So do I.
Yeah.
I like the way they work. I like the way they talk to people. And even though they're dishing out the citations and stuff, they're really nice about it.
Yeah. No question.
And that guy, like, he talks to you one-on-one, like human to human. He's not degrading.
Yeah.
He just, let's get to the next one. Here's a citation. Great. We're getting back to work.
Yeah.
Try to stop.
Right. And I'm not saying, no disrespect to any other law enforcement agency on the show, but our hats are off, literally, to Monroe. And speaking of Monroe,
easy.
Just to circle back around. They had that one stop where they stopped the lady by the gas station. He's pushing the cart down the road. And she had bugs and stuff on her cart, and she had a bunch of stuff. And she said that Poo Poo gave her all that stuff, Jim. Did you see that?
I did. What? Let me ask you, how many weird names do you come across in a shift? Have you ever heard of Poo Poo?
I've heard of Poo Poo. I've heard of Doo Doo. I've heard all these different things. These guys got some crazy names. There was a rapper who got murdered in Tampa, and his nickname was Julio Fulio. There's a lot of strange names, but not to distract from the point that the officer asked her the best question of the entire night. Do you remember the question he asked her?
What was the guy's name?
No, that was a good secondary question. His first question was, where does Poo Poo live?
All right. All right. That's the best. All right. I got
Jim, we all know where Poo Poo lives. He lives in the sewer, right?
Right by Butts County.
It lives with Sheriff Cheek.
Yo, I was gonna try to piece all these names together.
Oh my God.
Because I was like, there's no way there's a Cheek, a Butts, Poo Poo. I was like, all this stuff. I was like, we could probably put like a montage together of all these names and come up with something.
And the secondary question is, what's Poo Poo's boyfriend's name? It's got to be Dookie or
Stinky. Stinky Poo Poo.
Stinky and Poo Poo.
Ooh.
This is the stuff that makes this show epic. It's so good. These are normal human interactions between law enforcement and people out in the street. And this is what happens. There happens to be cameras there that capture it.
I mean, to be fair, 90% of the people wouldn't believe it if it wasn't on TV.
It's got to be on TV. It's
Gotta
got to
be.
be. We're
Gotta be.
going over the stuff, and I'm talking to my family in the other room, and we're just talking about this poo-poo thing, and everybody's just cracking up like, dude, you can't. There's no way. So shout out to Monroe, shout out to Butts County, poo-poo, Stinky, and the Sheriff Chief. Speaking of poo-poo, did you know Butts County was wedged between Atlanta and Macon? I'm done. I'm done. Let's cut this from the video.
We need a bloopers section.
It's so good. Saturday
man.
night, Jim. What do you got? Saturday.
Wait, I gotta stop my chair from rocking because I get too far back and then I start getting all.
It's so good, though.
Yeah. Lean with it, rock with it.
Oh, I love it.
Back to Friday night really quick. Marcus had that traffic stop with the 3 guys.
Yeah.
So listen. I love when Marcus is a cop.
Yes, sir.
I love it because he's assertive, he's dominant. Listen, you don't know the size of this dude until you see him in person. You're like, hey, Marcus, like, he's a big boy. And I like the way he just takes control. And he's just like, I already know. Just stop with the BS and let's get right down to what do you got? And I might cut you a break, I might not, but we're going through this whole thing step by step.
That's right.
And he gets it. He gets in there.
You're making a very good observation because yes, that's who Marcus is. When it comes down to it, he's absolutely a street cop. You know, being in patrol, being in motors, being in training, being on the boat unit, the dive team, and all that different stuff. Those are all a lot of that stuff's ancillary. But when it comes down to it, the crust of what we do is we put our uniform on one leg at a time, right? We come out here to do police work. He can absolutely do that. It's not just traffic. It's not just supervision. It's not just simply training. He can find the stuff as well. So shout out to Sergeant Booth for handling that situation and handling it well, albeit backup came. But the spidey senses, like you alluded to, we talked about earlier, just kick in, right?
Yep.
You know something ain't right here. You know, it's like, I'm not going to let this go so easy. And sometimes you can tell where there's nothing, but oftentimes you can tell when there is.
Yeah, because for me, watching it on TV, I'm like, all right, these guys seem like they got all the answers.
Yep.
Let them go and on to the next call. That's my thinking as a civilian. He's got nothing. But it's all the little steps he takes.
Yep.
And all the little things he sees.
Yeah.
Those eyes don't stop.
Piecing it all together. Asking all the right questions. You know what I mean? And it turns into what it turns into. So shout out to him. How many people went to jail from that? Did anybody? Somebody, at least one person, right?
Ooh. I think 2 out of the 3. I think.
Can't have meth. It's illegal.
No, meth and crack. It's bad.
Bad combination.
So whenever you get a chance, get Marcus on the show so we could ask him all these questions about all the cool stuff he does.
So shout out to him. Folks, if you want Marcus, go in and tell him, get on the show, right? He wants to come on the show, Jim, but he doesn't want to do a cop show, which I'm totally cool with. And we need to do an on-location show with him. That's all I'll say. Folks, if you want to see an on-location show with Marcus, me, Marcus, Jimmy, at an undisclosed location, it's going to be visually stunning. Put it in the comments. Let us know.
I mean, honestly, we could just go out on this fishing boat and I'll just videotape you guys fishing and chopping it up and we could just talk.
Let's do it.
Marcus, boat now.
GoPros, cell phones, boats, a couple of drinks, fishing poles. Let's do it. Sunset, golden hour, baby. No R. Kelly. All right, here we go. Saturday.
R. Kelly. Wait a minute.
I said golden hour. I was going to make sure I was clarifying what I was talking about.
Oh, makes sense. Saturday, Daytona Beach.
Opener.
Stabbing call? Stabbing tires?
Well, Richie called it a familial stabbing on the way to the call. Familial stabbing. Have you ever used that terminology before?
He does have that verbiage that it swoons me. I'm like, Richie. Anytime he says something like that, I'm like,
So articulate, right?
He is. He
is. So
is.
professional. Familial stabbing, or some with FS, or someone call it a fake stabbing, right? Because it wasn't really a stabbing when it's all said and done. But dude, the visuals on that call were amazing. So what's jumped out to you? What questions do you have for me?
So the questions. There's lots of them because my mind was racing as I'm listening to the radio chatter and I'm listening to Richie and I'm watching the different uniforms pass in front of me. I'm like, what is going on? Because you got Richie. I hear South Daytona, which isn't your jurisdiction.
Correct.
And then a pause to stop a female in the road, to the county guys in the background are behind the house. All these things are going. And I'm like, wow, how do you keep track of all that? Who's on the radio? Who's in control? Who's out with these random people in the road? And then who's going to go into this house? Because you can't be everywhere at once. You're like an octopus all of a sudden.
Right.
So how do you delegate a situation like that?
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds easy when I say this, but that call was in an area that's right on the border of Daytona and South Daytona, or Volusia County Sheriff's Office jurisdiction. So we're all trying to get there to establish jurisdiction, right? And when we get there, first things first, forget this jurisdiction, officer safety, right? Let's make sure we're not getting stabbed or ambushed, and then let's find our suspect and or a victim. So we can all arrive at a scene at one time. And that was actually one of two calls that happened in that area that night. We'll get into the other one later, but yes, Richie's the shift lieutenant for Daytona. So he's trying to establish all those things and make sure that we handle the call appropriately. And I think he did a great job. But it's a matter of those channels all being patched together. So you hear a voice or a call sign that's different than yours in Daytona, and you know, okay, that's South Daytona. And you hear the sheriff's office and they're saying where they're coming from and what they're doing. And everybody just works together. So it sets up very nice. He takes that leadership position, that role, says, hey, I'm the highest ranking person on scene here. You do this, you do that. Let's establish it. And you saw VCAT show up, because whenever there's a violent crime or a report of a violent crime and VCAT's working, they are coming, and they're coming in full force. It's not one or two. The whole team's coming, and we're going to lock this bad boy down. So I love that. And you noticed that we're trying to take up those tactical advantages. So you see the camera switch to IR, turning off that spotlight, and we're dimming it down. We're trying to get in position to make sure that nobody's flanking us or catching us by surprise, not being surreptitious. And we are. So that's what was going on there. And the studio ate it up, right? They're going back and forth from Kanon Lawson to Lieutenant Marr to Sergeant Marr to everybody that was on scene, doing their thing. So I think it worked out masterfully. We found out that maybe a vehicle was stabbed, tires were maybe attacked, not a person. However, if you do come at somebody with a knife, even if they're in a vehicle, or even if they're walking to a vehicle or riding on a bicycle, attacking motion with a deadly weapon such as that still constitutes an aggravated assault, because they could carry out that threat. So that's why we were able to call her out of the house, detain her, so on and so forth from there. So great call to start the night. It's not very often that we see a call like that in Daytona, but when it happens, we're there for it.
Really good call. Interesting to watch everybody dynamically take a position somewhere,
Yeah.
and they had good coverage on it all. I liked it.
You said it perfectly. Dynamic, right? We park way down the street and walk up. We can take both sides of the street. We can come down the middle. So great job by all involved. You gotta love it.
Berkeley County. Carly Carr.
Carly Drayton Carr. CBC.
She had that weird lady that had some toys in her bra. That was very interesting.
Okay, let's back up. You're trying to catch me by surprise here. You're trying to catch me in a jackpot. Toys in her bra. Are we talking about the Beanie Babies?
The Beanie Babies.
The Beanie Baby. There was one baby. What? Help me understand the one baby and the one boob in the bra.
Hey, filibuster, man.
Now, I don't know the lady's situation. Perhaps she had a procedure done. Even amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge. All I know is that a bird in the hand is better than one in the bush. Two in the bush. I don't know what to go with this. I'm lost for words, Jim. A Beanie Baby in the bra is better than a bird in the bush. I don't know what to say. A lot of bees in that sentence.
The boobies. Anyways, we'll skip the toys and the bra. How about we go over to Toledo, my favorite place ever?
Oh, it is your favorite place.
But I will say, I like their interaction with the Russian.
Oh, Ivan the Russian. There were some immigrants on the show Saturday night.
There were.
As is the custom, when you get one situation,
there's always two. There's always two communication failures.
All across the country. It's crazy.
Yep.
So Ivan the Russian was hilarious, Jim. Did you find him funny?
I feel like that could have been my uncle. He was such a nice guy. I was like, that's Uncle Ivan. Uncle Ivan, come sit down. Have some vodka.
You're drinking whiskey, not vodka.
I mean, they pulled 2 bottles of vodka out and a buzzball.
Oh, boy. This is bringing back memories from me and you. Jim, you have a buzzball story, don't you?
You know I do. You know I do.
Give it to the people.
Let me take a drink first.
Listen, if you don't know what a buzzball is, Google it. Most of you should be adults here. Buzzballs are something else, and Jim has a story. Sit back, relax, get ready for this one. Take the floor, Jim.
We're going to make this real fast.
Let's go, baby.
So, we're on vacation. We're going to the airport, and you could actually bring little bottles of liquor onto the airplane. Little ones, sealed. Cool, great, grand. But we're on the plane now, and we're getting ready, and before we dive into these little treats, the stewardess says, would anybody like a drink? So I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what they have first. And they have these things called buzzballs. They're little shooters, we'll say, in round balls.
Yeah.
All different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'll take one. We're up soaring across the clear blue skies on the way to
50,000 feet. Let's go.
On the way to Mexico. And mind you, it's like noon. I haven't had anything to eat. Mm-hmm. So I am buzzball gone.
What flavor?
It was the green one. Listen,
the melon. Yeah.
So I was like, delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Garçon, get me another one. She hands it to me.
That's right.
Delicious. I'm like, what's going on?
Couple minutes later. Couple minutes into this, after this?
Like 3 minutes.
Oh.
Like 3 minutes. If it was 5 minutes, I wouldn't remember. I think it was like 3 minutes. And now I'm like sweating. And now I'm like, and listen, out of nowhere, never happened before my whole entire life.
Passed out.
Done. In the airplane, in the seat, the leather seat, the pleather seat, sweating. And all of a sudden, I start like shaking. Wifey's like, I think he's having a seizure. And I'm like shaking, pouring sweat.
Oh no.
And I come to.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what is going on? And everything's like spinning. And I'm like, oh boy. I was like, I'm about to go to Mexico to a hospital that doesn't know what to do. That's all I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm going to be in Mexico on vacation at a hospital. And all of a sudden,
gone again.
Gone again. And I'm like, oh man, I was like, I'm out. But I'm still like thinking, like I could hear stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was like, it was like it was like a war story. I was like, get up.
Fight through.
Get up right now. And I'm like, sweat pouring off me. I got, I'm like cranked the air up. And I'm like, I got my kids and then wifey and her kids. We got all 6 to the row. Yeah. And I'm like, give me some food. Give me some food right now.
That's right.
I'm pouring sweat and I'm just grabbing stuff. Bro, gummy bears. Where do gummy bears come from?
Stuffing it.
Pretzels. Give me pretzels. I got pretzels. Fucking crumbs all over me. Give me more pretzels. And I'm just shoving my face. And I was like, give me some soda. Give me some water. I'm pounding.
Chugging. That's it.
All better.
Gummy bears, pretzel, and water did it?
Bro.
How long did... All right. I got questions.
So it was like 6 minutes. I'm going to say about 6 minutes to like 8 minutes. I was done. Out.
That's right.
And in like 6 minutes to 8 minutes, I was back.
Right.
Panic stricken that I was going to a Mexican hospital. Panicked. And I was like, get up. Get up.
That's right. The Puerto Rican in you rose up.
Listen.
And you fought through.
I've never had a hangover my whole life. And I was like, I'm not starting on this trip on the wrong foot. That's and right. I was just like, man up, you little bee, man up.
Thank God you did.
Man, buzzballz, I am scarred from buzzballz. I look at them in the gas station and I'm like.
So never again on the buzzball, yeah?
As a joke, now my kid gets me a buzzball every year for Christmas, and she puts it in the stocking as a little joke.
Nice.
Look at my stepdad. Little sissy pants got drunk off a buzzball.
Yikes. That to each his own. Fantastic story. But I do have to ask you one question about the buzzball.
Shoot.
You know what? I'll save it for off camera. Don't worry about it. Okay, fine. I mean, you recover.
People are going to want to know.
All right, so you recover. And do you take advantage of this newfound overcoming and become a member of the Mile High Club or no?
Negative.
Dude, if you powered through all that and you survived it, you got to take a walk on the wild side now. Play lotto, that Mile High Club, something.
I'm so afraid somebody's be like, Excuse me, I need to use the bathroom.
What are they going to do up there? You come out, you go back to the seat. They banish you from flying on that airline forever. You can't go to jail. There's no warnings for that on the plane.
Bro, I'm Puerto Rican. We don't get away with stuff like that. They'll take me right to jail.
Do not pass go. Do not collect
No.
50.
Think of like he chugged 2 buzzballs and went to the Mile High Club. Arrest him. Arrest him.
Then you're
pendejo.
That's instead of a Mexican hospital, you end up in a Mexican prison.
Yo, for real. You're trying to set me up.
We'll do it in the States and see what happens. No big deal. All right, well, that's been fun, man. That's a fantastic story. I had to ask it.
Buzzballs.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little buzz tonight. The election is coming to a close. By now, if you're watching this, we already know who the president is, seemingly. But we don't know right now. So we're going to end this and go check it out, right, Jim?
No, I don't want that negativity in my life.
Can I say this to you?
Yes.
And leave this in. I already posted something on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we laugh, we take a deep breath, and as Americans, we keep powering forward. We don't know what the future holds. We don't. But because we're so strong, we're so resilient, because we are who we are as a country, we're going to fight through and succeed. We can't fail. We're America. We keep winning. That's all we do, baby. That's all we can do is win, 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 no matter what. So take solace in this, folks. From Sgt Bryant and Jimmy Jams to you. Let's go be great. Let's conquer. Let's succeed. And whatever happens next, we win together.
Facts.
My boy.
And also on the show, they kept replaying that commercial where everybody was fighting in the black and white. And what did it say? It said, you might hate them, but Jesus loves them. So
that's it, man. That's it.
Doesn't matter in the end. We all got to love each other.
That's right. We're a country of Christians and Christianity and other values and religions. Yep. We all come together with love and we succeed. We're going to do
That's it. No matter what happens, you're going to put it all behind us.
That's right.
And guess what? Get back to work.
That's right.
Make some money and hustle even harder.
Let's go, baby. Because guess what? There'll be another election in 4 years. It doesn't matter. It's another one.
Another one. Cheers to everybody out there.
Yes, sir.
We love you all.
We love you, baby. Merch coming.